Before we dive in, if you're here, it's probably because, just like me, you've always felt there's something deeper hidden in these cartoons. This channel is for people who see the cracks in the surface, people who know this wasn't just for kids. Hit subscribe, not for me, but for the truth. Every subscriber is a signal that says, yes, I see it too. I want to go deeper. The more of us there are, the more we can uncover lost footage, banned episodes, real leaks. You're not alone anymore. Now, let's go into the episode they never wanted us to watch. For years, Nickelodeon has presented the Fairly OddParents as a light-hearted children's show about a boy with magical fairy godparents who grant his wishes. But beneath this cheerful veneer lies a disturbing truth that the network actively suppresses from forums and fan discussions. Many fans have questioned the true nature of Timmy Turner, the Fairly OddParents, and his seemingly magical companions. What if everything we know about this show is merely a facade hiding a much darker reality? This forbidden theory proposes something chilling. Timmy Turner is already dead, and Cosmo and Wanda aren't benevolent fairies at all. They're demons from purgatory, assigned to torment his soul for eternity. The show never explicitly reveals what happened to Timmy Turner before he received his fairy godparents, but careful analysis of the series reveals subtle clues pointing to a tragic end. The most controversial Timmy Turner theory suggests that the entire show takes place after the young boy's tragic death. Consider the pilot episode. Timmy is introduced as a lonely, neglected child with parents who barely acknowledge his existence. This isn't just poor parenting, it's a metaphorical representation of his post-life state. His parents appear cartoonishly negligent because they're not real people, but manifestations of his memories, distorted by the purgatorial realm he now inhabits. Analyzing the first episode provides clues about what happened to Timmy Turner before the series officially begins. His signature pink hat and buck teeth, traits that make him an outcast, could symbolize physical trauma from the accident that claimed his life. His constant state of misery despite having wish-granting companions suggests a soul trapped in eternal suffering. The true nature of Cosmo and Wanda might be far darker than the colorful characters presented in the show. These aren't fairy godparents at all, but demonic entities disguised as helpful companions. The rules that govern fairy godparents in the show might actually be demonic constraints disguised as magical guidelines. Evidence for this interpretation is hidden throughout the series. Da Rule's book restricts wishes that could truly make Timmy happy or free him from his torment. These aren't protective measures, they're demonic constraints ensuring his eternal punishment. When examined closely, the actions of Cosmo and Wanda often lead to chaos and problems rather than actual solutions. Each wish granted creates new suffering, teaching Timmy the futility of desire, a classic purgatorial lesson. Their magical abilities manifest through wands that resemble pitchforks, traditional demonic imagery hidden in plain sight. The fact that only children can see fairy godparents isn't a whimsical rule. It's because children are more susceptible to demonic influence. Adults, with their developed spiritual awareness, would recognize these entities for what they truly are. This Fairly OddParents dark theory recontextualizes every wish and adventure in the series. Consider these disturbing patterns. Timmy's wishes never permanently improve his life. No matter what he wishes for, by the episode's end, he returns to his state of misery, the cyclical nature of purgatorial punishment. Vicky, his sadistic babysitter, represents a more obvious demonic tormentor. Her inexplicable cruelty and red coloring are hardly subtle demonic coding. The Fairly OddParents dark theory explains why Timmy's parents are so neglectful and one-dimensional. They're not real people but hollow constructs in his purgatory. Timmy's unrequited love for Trixie Tang represents the unattainable desires that torment souls in purgatory, forever wanting what they cannot have. The concept of Timmy Turner purgatory explains why his age never changes despite years passing in the show. Dimsdale itself is a manifestation of purgatory, a seemingly normal town filled with bizarre occurrences and supernatural elements. Evidence supporting the Timmy Turner purgatory theory can be found in episodes dealing with time travel and alternate dimensions. These aren't actual different timelines, but different layers of his purgatorial experience, designed to confuse and torment him further. The name Dimsdale itself contains a clue, dim suggesting darkness or fading, like a soul trapped between worlds. The town's strange geography that seems to contain everything Timmy might need for a wish scenario isn't convenient writing. It's the malleable nature of a purgatorial realm shaped by his desires and fears. This Timmy Turner fan theory explains why adults can never see his magical companions. It's not because of some whimsical magical rule, it's because adults would recognize demons for what they are. The most disturbing Timmy Turner fan theory suggests his entire life in Dimsdale is a post-death hallucination. What if the fairy godparents assigned to Timmy are actually demons tasked with tormenting his soul? Their granting of wishes isn't kindness, but a form of torture, giving Timmy hope only to snatch it away repeatedly, teaching him the futility of desire in the afterlife. The show's creator never directly addressed the darker interpretations of Timmy Turner, the Fairly OddParents that fans have developed over the years. This silence speaks volumes. Nickelodeon actively removes these theories from official forums and fan sites, claiming they're inappropriate for the target audience, but the truth is more likely that they hit too close to home. Why would Nickelodeon go to such lengths to suppress this interpretation? The answer is simple. It transforms their seemingly innocent show into a dark meditation on death, punishment, and the afterlife. Hardly appropriate content for a children's network. The network has a documented history of content management, removing episodes that contain potentially controversial material. This Fairly OddParents dark theory would undermine their entire brand if widely accepted. By framing the show as a dead child's purgatorial journey, guided by demons disguised as fairies, it becomes unsuitable for their target demographic. The theory also explains why the show eventually introduced new characters and increasingly outlandish scenarios, desperate attempts to distract from the dark truth at its core. Each new fairy, villain, or magical creature serves to further complicate Timmy's torment, ensuring he never finds peace or realizes his true state. This interpretation may seem far-fetched to casual viewers, but for those willing to look deeper, the evidence is undeniable. Timmy Turner isn't a lucky boy with magical godparents. He's a dead child trapped in purgatory, tormented by demons disguised as colorful fairies who grant his wishes only to teach him the futility of desire in the afterlife. The next time you watch an episode of The Fairly OddParents, look beyond the bright colors and silly wishes. You might just glimpse the dark truth Nickelodeon doesn't want you to see. Timmy Turner is already dead, and his fairy godparents are demons from purgatory, guiding him through an eternal punishment disguised as a magical adventure.